Hello everybody and welcome to the International Cricket Network ICN 360. Well, it's been so long, hardly any cricket and hardly any shows here on ICN 360. I missed you guys a lot. I hope you guys missed ICN 360 as well. Here's your host Yash Khandor for ICN 360. Today I'm here, less than 12 hours to go before the Indian Premier League of 2020. The first game between the Mumbai Indians and the Chennai Super Kings, the El Classico of IPL. Today I'll talk about the 5 things that I'm looking forward to in this edition of the Indian Premier League and wrap up this video with my match preview for the El Clasico of IPL happening, like I said, in less than 12 hours. Let's get straight to business. What am I looking for in this IPL? While there are a lot of global perspectives, let me start off with an individual. My favorite. I'm talking about MS Dhoni. We usually don't use the words return or comeback for someone like MS Dhoni, who's been a regular in the international side, who's been the Thala, the god for his franchise for over 10 plus or maybe even 12 years. In that scenario, I'm saying the word return of MS Dhoni because it's been 406 days since we last saw MS Dhoni playing any kind of professional cricket. How will he cope up with this? He announced a retirement very recently during the lockdown with no games coming up where he'll represent Team India. Is this going to let him let his anchor down? Well, the champions don't work that way, and that's what I'm expecting from MS Dhoni as well. The retirement would have got the monkey off his back. Coming into batter number 4 in the absence of Suresh Raina, while MS Dhoni's success is extremely important for the success of CSK, I think the success of IPL goes hand in hand with the success of CSK as well. Dhoni does well, CSK does well, CSK does well, more often than not, the IPL does well. Number 2, coming to the global perspective, Indian players haven't played cricket in the last 6 months. No professional cricket whatsoever for the Virats and the Rohits and the Dhawans. More importantly, for players like Hardik Pandya, who suffered injury pre-COVID, they haven't had any professional cricket in the last 10 plus months. Add to that the likes of Raidu and Deepak Chair, who are extremely crucial for their franchise's success. They haven't played any professional cricket in the last year and a half or even more. That puts you on the spot. They say match practice is the best practice. And with no professional cricket under their belt, I'm very keen to know and see how they perform on the big stage. With IPL, intensity is at its peak. And so it's going to be interesting to see how these players cope up and perform for their franchises. Number 3, IPL has a tagline which says where talent meets opportunity. And so I'm talking about the Indian youngsters that I'm looking forward to in this edition of the Indian Premier League. I'll name a few that I'm really looking forward to. Devdutt Padikkal, extremely crucial for his own success, for his own career with respect to Team India in hindsight, but very important for RCB's success as well. If he does well, and with Finch opening with him, AB and Virat coming at 3 and 4, it's going to be a solid top 4, and if they do well, RCB will more often than not do really well. The other people I'm looking at is Yashasvi Jaiswal, who will be opening with Joss Butler, crucial for Rajasthan Royals. The Gaili leg spinner Ravi Bishnoi, important, very crucial for Kings 11 Punjab. I'm also looking at Shivam Mavi of the KKR, and of course Ruturaj Gaikwad of the Chennai Super Kings, having said that Suresh Raina will probably not be playing the IPL. I say probably because there is still a chance you might see him come back. Well, I'm just speculating, there are no news, so don't quote me on that. Number 3 would be the slowness in the wickets. A lot of the teams picked their squad based on their home grounds. The Mumbai Indians picked the squad for the Wankhede. The RCB picked their squad for the Chinnaswamy. The Sunrisers picked the squad for Hyderabad. It doesn't really matter a lot, but yeah, they did. So did the Delhi boys and the Punjab boys. Now what happens is UAE is a different ball game. It's 40-45 degrees hot. The pitches are baked, dry, dusty, and as more games are played on it, they only get slower. How do the batsmen cope up with the slowness in the wickets? More importantly, how do the wrist spinners behave? On slowish, sluggish, dry, dusty wickets, it's the finger spinners who are more effective, I feel. They get the zip, they have the extra pace, they hurry the batsman, and then they get the purchase from the wicket. Same thing doesn't hold true for wrist spinners. So we'll see how all of these dynamics play into the game. I'm not expecting 180, 190, 200 run games. So one odd game here and there, yeah, but not a consistent 180 plus games happening in the UAE. It's more of a 140 to 160 kind of games. So whoever plays that tricky situation well will more often than not come out successful in this edition of IPL. IPL. Number 5, I guess. I'm talking about the two players, KL Rahul and Virat Kohli. Now, what am I talking about then? KL Rahul, the batsman, the wicket keeper, and the captain. I think the third part, the captain, is very crucial given the context of things. Lot of star and senior players that he needs to handle. Lot of tough calls he needs to make, maybe around playing Chris Gale versus playing Nicholas Puran. How will he handle all of this? He recently made a press statement saying, I wake up in the middle of the night worried, like whether I will be able to pick the line and length of the ball, whether I'll be able to time the ball correctly, whether I'm going to be too slow or not. I wouldn't blame him for that. There's lots on his plate. It'll be important to see how he behaves, how he performs in this situation. I personally feel this will be KL Rahul's IPL when it comes to KL Rahul, the batsman, and KL Rahul, the wicket keeper. Anil Kumble as the coach is going to be very crucial for Kings 11 Punjab, especially for KL Rahul, given the complexity of the situation that KL Rahul is in. And I mentioned Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli, the batsman, different pedestal, different planet that he plays on. Let's not even talk about him as the batsman. What I'm more interested to see is Virat Kohli's captainship in white ball cricket. I feel he's a far better captain when it comes to test match cricket. But with white ball cricket, his captaincy goes a notch below the expectations. And that's why more often than not, RCB haven't been able to close down games which are close enough. And that's why 12 years since the first edition of IPL, RCB have no trophies to their name, despite all the stars they have. So I'm keen to see, with all the India experience that Virat has got, will that translate into an RCB captainship, and will he come successful this time? So these are the points that I'm looking forward to in this IPL. Let's go straight to the first game. Boy, what better than the El Classico? What better than MI taking on CSK in the first game of the IPL? What better than the 4-time champions taking on the 3-time champions? What better than the most successful team in the IPL taking on the most consistent team in the IPL? If you just go by paper, like if you look at the team on paper, Mumbai Indians, clear favourites. Not just for this game, in general for the tournament, they probably have the best team on paper. But there's always a but in cricket, isn't it? And this time it's a big one. Mumbai Indians picked this team for the 1K day. They picked this team for the hard bouncy wickets where their batsmen can hit through the line and across the line. And then their seamers with Bumrah, Bolt, can come in, bowl fast, use the bounce in the wicket, and then either defend the total or get them the wickets while bowling up front. But guess what? We are in the UAE. I'm not saying they don't have the spinners they need. They definitely do have the spinners. They got Anukul Roy. They've also got Krunal Pandya. They've got the people that they need. They got Rahul Chahar, the leggy. But what happens is your mindset is very different. The 1K day is a 180 or a 200 run wicket. That's what you're thinking. And that's where their comfort zone lies with all the match winners that they have. In the Rohit Sharmas, the Surya Kumar Yadavs, the Hardik Pandyas, and even the Kyron Pollards. But when it gets a little sticky, it's slow, it's spinning, it's a 130 to 150 run game. That's when MI usually falter. Let's talk about the other side. A 190, 200 run game, CSK not always too sure. 130, 150 run game, slow sluggish wickets, slight spin, good spinners, MS Dhoni behind the stumps. Boy, CSK becomes 1.5 or even 2 times the side that they are. And that's what probably is going to happen in the UAE tomorrow. We'll see how the pitch plays, but just from the look of it, from the expectations that I have, I feel CSK are my favourites for the game tomorrow. Raina missing is a big miss. You can probably not fill that void. But with the backups that they have, I think Faf and Watson will open with Raidu at 3. 4, 5, 6, 7 does not change irrespective of who plays above or below them. With Dhoni at 4, Kedar 5, Jaddu 6 and Rao 7. Then they'll play the 2 Indian seamers in Shardul Thakur and Chahar. they'll play the leg spinner Piyush Chawla. Number 11 will be a choice between Ngidi, Tahir or Santner. I think they will go with Imran Tahir tomorrow. We'll see what happens and time will tell us, but I feel CSK will pip out Mumbai Indians tomorrow. Well, we'll see. What do you guys think? Leave your predictions in the comment section below. Also, more importantly, if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the International Cricket Network, ICN 360. The reason I say this is not a one-off show. We'll be back with a lot more match previews and match reviews. And the next time you see me here, I won't be alone. I'll be here with the experts of the game, ex-Indian cricketers, ex-domestic cricketers, ex-international cricketers, people who coached the top IPL franchises, and also a couple of people who coached India, the Indian national team back in the day. So look out for those videos. Until next time, your host Yash Khandor bids goodbye to you. And you, please enjoy the game. Bye for now and take care.
I think it will just be a good wicket. There's no grass on it, so there won't be